What happened to Tron after Tron Legacy? After the release of the first teaser trailer for Tron Ares, many fans of the franchise asked the same obvious question: where is Tron? Since we saw very little of this character in Tron Legacy, many fear that Tron will become a distant memory, a myth. But if he were to return in the third film, what would his role be? Will Tron's heroism and hope finally reach the human world? Or are we approaching the future where a Dillinger rules both worlds? Back inside the gloomy grid, and in this video we will talk about what happened to Tron, whether he's still alive, and how he could return in Tron Ares. To understand what happened to Tron at the end of Legacy, we must first go through his origin. In the 1980s, Encom was growing into one of the largest tech companies in the world. Around that time, one of the company's brightest programmers, Alan Bradley, realized that the Grid, an Encom virtual testing platform, lacked a proper defense system. Alan knew that he needed to create a system guardian, an antivirus of sorts, that could protect the users and confront internal and external threats. It was from this need that Tron was born, the first Guardian program that defended the interests of the users.
What's the project you're working on?
Well, it's called Tron. It's a security program itself, actually. It monitors all contacts between our system and other systems. Finds anything going on that's not scheduled, it shuts it down. I sent you a memo on it.
Part of the master control program?
No, it'll run independently. Can watchdog the MCP as well.
Sounds good.
Tron is the greatest warrior to have ever existed on the Grid. He is an expert in disc combat, and the only one thus far to have wielded two discs simultaneously. Tron is a natural strategist, tactician, and leader, but he is not a neutral program. He is a program that will always fight on behalf of its users. Or at least he did, until Kevin Flynn's actions began to corrupt him. The deception of his friend and creator of the new Grid, Kevin Flynn, led Tron to become the very thing he had always sought to destroy. Tron would become the fallen guardian who would help purge Flynn's creation into a digital hellscape. Flynn's betrayal at the hands of his creation, Clue, did not happen overnight. It was the absence of God, Flynn, that threw the Grid into chaos. Kevin Flynn had to balance his life between two worlds, but he failed to uphold his responsibilities in either, and this disappointed Flynn's family, Clue, and Tron alike. In the Tron comic book, Tron is trying to understand Kevin Flynn's reasoning after he lied to Tron and Clue. So it seemed that Tron's transformation into Rinsler was due to a gradual shift in philosophy and viewpoint, rather than a forced reprogramming. When Clue betrayed Flynn, he attacked Tron. In the flashback in Tron Legacy, it seemed that Clue killed Tron, but Tron did not die that day. He survived. He was wounded and managed to escape from Clue. After nearly being de-rezzed, Tron sought a successor by training other programs. Yet he would eventually fall into the clutches of Clue and be reprogrammed, turning into Rinsler. It is not entirely clear how or when this happened, but Tron's hope was erased, changing his colors from blue to orange, symbolizing forced reprogramming. Sam Flynn's arrival on the Grid and Kevin's return from isolation to confront Clue reactivated something within Tron that was thought to be extinguished. He remembers that he fights for the users. This pivotal moment not only showed that Tron still had the strength to resist the reprogramming imposed by Clue, but by sacrificing himself, he made it clear that his loyalty to the users was stronger than any corruption. That final gesture was proof that Tron never stopped being the Guardian, capable of defying even the system that tried to erase him. But what happened to Tron afterward? Near the end of Tron Legacy, Tron falls into the sea of simulation, where we see as he sinks, his colors change, as if he were being cleansed. So what exactly happened here? Could the sea be where the hero will re-emerge stronger than ever? Or will we never see Tron again? To understand what happened to Tron, we must learn what the Sea of Simulation is. The waters, or sea inside the Grid, are much more than a simple digital backdrop. It is the definitive frontier between the artificial and the unknown, the limits before oblivion. In appearance, it is a vast expanse of liquid light and pure code, an endless ocean that surrounds the limits of the grid. It is said that within its waters flows the essence of the system's source, the oldest code, almost as if it were the beginning and end of all digital life. However, despite its importance, the sea is shrouded in mystery, a territory that neither users nor programs have ever been able to fully understand. Within the history of the grid, it is known that programs can fly over the sea and even swim its shallow waters. Yet it's believed that any program that fell into the deep sea of simulation would be de-rezzed, losing its shape and its memory, dissolving into the ocean of data, never to return. But the sea is also where the impossible happens. From the sea of simulation emerged the ISOs, spontaneous programs that were not created by any user, but emerged naturally, life born from digital chaos. The ISOs represent a miracle to some and a threat to others, as their existence challenges everything that is known about digital creation. Over time, the sea of simulation was polluted, poisoned by the fear and control that Clue sought to impose, hoping to eliminate any anomaly that might challenge his regime. You could say that the sea of simulation is similar to the sea of the Earth, but it operates between the limits of the artificial and the unknown. But the moment Tron falls into the sea, what was supposed to happen doesn't happen, and that's because Tron is not like any other program. Any other program would have de-rezzed once fallen into the sea, but Tron, his color simply changed, returning to his original state. Although the moment was short, this is evidence that Tron returned to his purest state right before Flynn merged with Clue. And the fact that Tron survived the sea and was simply cleansed of the corruption caused by Clue, Tron may have also survived the explosion at the end of Tron Legacy. After all, Tron was created to monitor all programs and the grid, and I believe this is where Tron's secret lies. Tron may be more powerful than even he thinks. The reason why Tron could defeat the Master Control program, as well as demonstrate his remarkable abilities, is that Alan created him from the start to be resilient and to be able to reboot himself by touching the source. As in the sea, Tron is the most advanced Guardian program ever, and his story is not over yet. Will Tron face Ares in the human world? Since Alan Bradley chose to keep the Dillingers in Encom, will we see a new corrupt version of Tron? Or will Tron once again be missing in action? Or worse, what if the hero has become the villain? Tron is the only program that has proven it can fulfill a purpose beyond its assigned one, to fight like no other and survive the sea of simulation. If there's anyone who can face the imminent arrival of Ares to save humanity, it's Tron. He was created for that purpose, and I think that's the most interesting aspect of this story. Tron, the hero of the grid, becomes the hero of the world. The myth that became reality, the computer program that fought for the users and saved the world. The fight between Tron and Ares is inevitable. So what do you think? Will Tron return in Tron Ares? Would you like to see the two programs duke it out in the human world? I'm a GloomyGeek, and remember to like and subscribe.